Hey everyone, welcome to the weekly reading. This is for the 3rd to the 9th of August. I normally film it on the Sunday and have it uploaded by Monday. I'm just one day late this week. Once again, I've just been extremely busy, but here I am anyway. I'm going to talk about the astrology and then get you to pick from the piles. I'll just quickly show you. So pile 1, this is going to be for the air signs, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Pile 2 is for the water signs, Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio. Pile 3 is for the fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius and Leo. And the last pile there is for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. Okay, so sorry if there's a bit of glare. I don't know where that's coming from. I see some glare in that corner for some reason. It might be the light coming in the window. Right, so we've just come off this full moon in Aquarius at 11 degrees, which we had yesterday, and it's still, the energy is still around quite strongly today. About this full moon, obviously it's opposed the sun in Leo, so the fixed energy, you know, and this is a powerful full moon for anyone that has any fixed placements between, especially between, say, roughly 7 or 8 of a fixed sign through to 12, 13, 14 of a fixed sign. The fixed signs being, obviously, Leo, obviously Aquarius, and Scorpio and Taurus, okay? So if you have anything in those signs, you may be feeling this full moon. You could feel it quite strongly, in particular if you're an Aquarius as well. And it's, you know, it's making that tense aspect with planet Uranus, making that square aspect. Uranus is in Taurus, very close to that. So a strong tension in the air and a kind of energy of focusing on where we're going forward with our futures. Because first of all, you know, the moon in Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, co-ruled by Saturn, which is about pragmatic change. Uranus is about unexpected change, and square Uranus in the sky. So there's a lot of unexpected, unpredictable energy. And as I was preparing for the reading, I heard something clairaudiently, which was very random, and I don't usually get those kind of messages when I do the weekly reading, but I'm just going to share it anyway. It could be either a message for the collective in some way, or it could be for someone specifically for some reason that's watching. So I heard this, the song actually was going through my head, and I know how it works for me with the psychic stuff is when it repeats on repeat just randomly. To get a song randomly like this is definitely from, you know, it's clairaudience. So it's Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen. So it could be that there's this energy of the unknown, and that would definitely relate to the moon, full moon in Aquarius, because Aquarius has an element of mystery to it. It's like the unknown or unpredictable, unexpected aspects of, you know, what's going on at the moment in the world, perhaps. So yeah, we're coming into an interesting time, and I'm going to talk a bit more about the astrology. But anyway, that was the song that I heard, so that could mean something to, maybe it's just for 1 or 2 people, or it might be something about what's happening this week energy-wise in the collective. I feel like it does relate to the collective because people don't really know, you know, what's going on with COVID and all this stuff. And, you know, it's such a can of worms. I don't really want to go into it. But anyway, I heard that. So let's move on from that. But Monday, Tuesday this week, we have Mercury in Cancer, 27 degrees, opposite Saturn in Capricorn. So there is a lot of mental tension. There is this feeling of, you know, people in their daily lives sort of feeling this pressure from, you know, Saturn represents the authorities, you know, the powers that be, people in authority that can dictate to you the rules and, you know, what the status quo is and what the situation is. So there is some tension there. Some people may be having some tension with people in their lives in authority, especially if you have anything around that degree in Cancer or Capricorn. There's this element of possibly some disagreements, different perspective, struggling to be heard with people in authority, just trying to get through to people that could be elders as well, because Saturn in Capricorn can be like parents or older people that are like bosses and so forth as well, or anyone in your life that has authority. So that's for Monday and Tuesday with the Mercury opposite Saturn. Also, it's kind of an energy of being mindful of your communications. There could be a feeling of restriction, obviously, with that, with Saturn involved there. Mars is also coming up to a square with Jupiter. Mars in Aries, square Jupiter in Capricorn. Interesting, Mars is dignified in Aries. It's a good placement for Aries, but it's square with Jupiter, which is in fall in Capricorn. So there is a tension the most of this week. This tension, again, there's a lot of tension this week with that full moon and that Mars square Jupiter. Mars square Jupiter transiting the sky can definitely bring about a feeling sort of like you want to push forward, but you feel blocked. That's how I would describe it. And Jupiter is about freedom and liberation and truth. And Mars in Aries is coming up against, you know, in a harsh way with that harsh square aspect against Jupiter in Capricorn, which is freedom, truth. Capricorn represents authority figures as well. And the status quo again. So, but personally, you may feel this as wanting to sort of break free in some way or break out in some way, but you just feel restricted or that you can't do what you want to do. There's definitely that tension this week. So that in the collective could definitely stir up some anger, could stir up some frustration, can stir up some rebellious energy potentially. People may be feeling that within themselves, or they may be, you know, expressing it. So it depends on the individual. Everyone's different. You know, some people are much more aware of their inner, you know, feelings and sort of, so okay, I'm feeling this right now, and then they use their mind to kind of, you know, work with the energy rather than just react. So yeah, Thursday on the 6th, well, I'll just say the 6th because it depends where you are in the world whether it's Thursday or not. Mercury moves into Leo, so there is a big shift there with Mercury and our thinking, going from Cancer, which is very protective and very self-protective and self-nurturing energy, and kind of nostalgic as well with Mercury in Cancer. Monday and Tuesday, you know, it's and then Wednesday it kind of is coming to that anoretic degree, that critical degree of Mercury in Cancer. But then on the 6th, it's in Leo. The mind becomes more creative, it becomes more visual, becomes more heart-centered in terms of our speech and our communication. So it seems like with Mercury in Leo, there'll be more bold communication, people wanting to speak out and express themselves more, pursue creative avenues more, get into your creativity more, into projects that fill yourself with a sense of creativity and fulfillment from creative self-expression. So there's also can be thoughts to do with romance, or as I said, creative things, more blunt communication as well with Mercury in Leo. It's more very like direct and honest and blunt. So yeah. Then on the 8th, so a couple of days later, Venus moves into Cancer. So it's interesting, we have Mercury moving out of Cancer, but then Venus moving into Cancer. Venus and Cancer is quite a lovely energy. It's very much focused on self-nurturing, you know, doing things in the home that feel comforting, like cooking for people that you care about, you know, making the home more comfortable, your space that you're in, your environment, enhancing it in some way. And it's very much more in touch with the emotion. So with Venus in Cancer, you tend to be more in tune with your intuition, which is nice. And you can trust your intuition more with Venus in a water sign. It sort of accentuates intuitive abilities and your ability to sense direction and sense energies in relationships as well. So that's kind of the most for this week. Now, it's interesting because I'll just mention this. Next week, we have a really strong build-up of intense energy coming in. And it is starting at the very end of this week in a way, but it's more exact next week with Mars coming to square Pluto, and also the week after that it will square Saturn. So the next couple of weeks in the collective, we're going to see a lot of intensity, a lot of very strong energy building up, and it's quite intense. So, you know, if you're someone that has anything around, let's say 23 degrees of Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, or Libra, next week you definitely need to listen to your intuition and be more cautious because of this harsh energy that's coming up. All right, so let's have a look at the cards. So this is going to be the first lot, as I said, is for the air signs: Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. There's 3 cards per sign, and I'm going to use Astro Dice as well. Okay, so let's have a look. The Moonology deck says emotions are running high. How appropriate. Well, that's so funny because look at the picture here. It's a full moon, and this is for the air signs. So Aquarius in particular, you guys are feeling this, obviously, this full moon. Special message for Aquarius, I feel that. Ooh, 10 of Wands, feeling burdened. And trust, lepidolite. Interesting, lepidolite is a crystal used for anxiety and to calm yourself down, but it also helps with intuition. Third eye and crown chakra. A lot of purple energy here, which is asking you guys, your air signs, to be really in touch with your spiritual truth. this week. You might be working very hard, air signs, this week with the Ten of Wands in the mix of this, but it is asking you to trust your intuition this week, because your intuition will be guiding you. You know, don't get overly stuck in your head, which, you know, I mean, that goes with being an air sign, to be very much in your head, but it's saying don't do that at the detriment of your intuition this week, because your intuition's very strong, okay? And your emotions may be very heightened this week, but that, on the flip side of that is, well, basically your intuition is going to be stronger if your emotions are also strong. So big message for you guys is pay attention to your clairvoyance, so any visual images or even signs and omens, things that you see, like messages when you're out there, you know, like words on the side of a truck, or a book that just gets your attention, or something that you hear, you know, it's visual, that you see is prominent. That's what I'm getting. Okay, let's have a look at the astro dice for the air signs. Pluto, ooh, 6th house of work. Interesting, because, you know, I said there's a lot of work going on. Sagittarius energy. Okay, so Pluto, Sagittarius, 6th house. You may be traveling for work with Pluto and with Sagittarius and the 6th house coming up. Pluto speaks of transformation, of heavier emotions is what I'm feeling. Do watch your nervous system this week, air signs, because the 6th house is also the house of the physical body. And just see what else I'm getting. What's your thoughts this week with Sagittarius, 6th house and Pluto? Yeah. So, okay, so what I'm getting is listen to your intuition, trust in what your intuition is saying to you, just like this card is also guiding you with that, and try to keep your emotions in check. And especially this card to do with work, there might be tensions to do with work colleagues, the workplace, feeling stressed because you've got a lot to do, feeling a bit overstretched, feeling like you're stuck in a bit of a rut and you would like to break out. The Sagittarius one is, you know, symbolizes freedom as well, and wanting to get a bit of downtime, get a bit of space so that you can think, is what I'm getting there. Okay, so that was for the air signs. Moving on to the water signs now. So this is for the water signs: Pisces, Scorpio and Cancer. A fiery climax approaches. Whew, it's intense. Blue lace agate, communication, and King of Cups. Interesting, water. Wow. So this is a water male. So, you know, a Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces, Sun, Moon or Rising is significant here. We also have Mars very strong here, which is, this makes me think of Mars in Aries. Even though it's a full moon in Aries, we do have Mars in the sign of Aries. So the water signs may be feeling very emotionally charged up, very emotional. And there's something here, water signs, that you need to communicate this week that is of importance, is what I'm seeing. Let's have a look at the astro dice for you guys. You have Leo, Neptune, and the 9th house. Ooh, interesting. Leo, Neptune, and the 9th house is very spiritual energy, very heightened intuition. And Leo is about expressing yourself and expressing your truth. So there is definitely something for the water signs to express to someone, or, you know, it could be in a relationship. It could be, it's definitely feels more relationship related to me. Something that's been bubbling up within you need to express this week, water signs. Okay, let's go to the fire signs. So we have, that's for Aries, Sag and Leo. You're very close to achieving your goal. Wow. Direction, heart chakra. Ooh, Queen of Cups. So something to do with a female or a relationship energy comes out very strong with the heart chakra is really lit up here. She's holding the cup to her heart. We actually have Diaptase heart chakra and green on this card. So that's powerful. Let's look at the astro dice. Aquarius, 1st house, Mercury. So you're feeling like your independence and what you want for yourself is very important this week, fire sign. So that's the energy that's coming to the fore. And it's following your truth, your heart, this week in your decision making, and really listening to your heart. You are close to achieving some kind of goal, it says. So that could be something that, you know, you've been thinking about, that your intuition has been prompting you about. It's like giving you a sign saying you're getting closer. And it may not be this week, but it's saying that you are getting close to something and you can sense it. Mercury in Aquarius is exalted on the astro dice. So you have important communications this week, or you have something that's coming to you from spirit, that is like channeled information that is for you to know for your future, which is that Mercury in Aquarius in the first house. The first house is your future direction. Interesting. All right, last one. This is for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. Conclusions are within reach. Ruby, passion, root chakra, and 6 of swords. Wow, something very interesting here. Leo again, the south node and the 9th house. Okay, so for the earth signs, there is something wrapping up for you this week. It may be something of a heavier energy, I feel, with this, and there's something to do with finances. I feel like there's something about going to a new level with your finances because you're following your passion, but it's also something to do with your gifts that you've brought into this life with you from your past life. Some kind of gifts that you're still able to use, but also incorporating your expression and your true self with Leo and the 9th house, which is expressing your truth, your ideas, what you know, and sharing that with others. There's something about that. You're moving into calmer waters here with the 6 of swords, so there may have been some issues for some people with fears of you know, security to do with money and that sort of thing. But this is saying that I feel like you're coming out of a darker sort of you know, few weeks or month or a time period into something better here, where you're more in the flow of abundance, and it's based on your truth and expressing who you really are, your creativity. There's something about writing coming through, so this might just be for a few people. It might be for the Virgos who are more interested usually in writing. Not that only Virgos can be into writing, but I am getting that there may be something about writing, whether it's journaling or writing down your thoughts, publishing something, you know, making a video, something creative. The conclusions within reach is to do with something very emotionally based, I feel, with that full moon there as well. Alright guys, so that was the reading for this week. If you'd like a personal reading, go to the link below. Thanks so much for watching and have a great week. Bye.